Right then, 5 things we learnt watching that yesterday. And I actually think we actually learnt something, actually. For what feels like 20 weeks, the first time that we have learnt something. So then, what did we learn? Amad Diallo. There is no way Anthony should be starting a game of football, at least. I don't know about other sports, but there's no way Anthony should be starting over him. And I don't think Garnacho, if he plays on the right, should be starting over him. I think Amad Diallo deserves to be starting for Manchester United. He looked bright. He looked dangerous. He looked like he had real, genuine quality and press resistance every single time he got the ball. It looked like he was seeing pictures about what to do, and you got to remember he's probably not match fit. He's probably not got match rhythm within him, and he still looks as good as he looks. I think he offers something totally different to the teams that we've got, and I think when you're struggling to break a team down, these sorts of players are the ones that you want, the ones that are going to dribble, the ones that are going to come inside, the ones that are going to do something different. When I was talking about when we were playing Coventry and the way I expected the game to go, and we were looking to try and get the ball in behind, and we were struggling a little bit trying to get the ball in behind. And I know we scored goals, but none of them actually came from a ball going in behind. And we were playing in front, and people sometimes want to look at the result and go, well, we were 3-0 up, so obviously we were scoring goals. But you're not looking at the performance and how that performance shaped up. And Amad Diallo would have been a better option in that team than what we started with. And I'm seeing it. He doesn't shy away from the physicality. That's because he had a grounding in the Championship. He's stronger than he looks, even though he's a little fella. But I think we look more controlled and more balanced when he plays. No coincidence for me. Right then, let's introduce you guys to Surfshark. It is your ultimate online protector. Say goodbye to the worries about your internet security and privacy, because Surfshark has got your back like a trustworthy guardian angel. Picture this. You are online and all your activities are encrypted and shielded from prying eyes, whether you're chilling at a cafe or you are traveling the globe. So why should you jump on board with Surfshark? Let's look at the perks. Keep your data safe, especially when you're on sketchy public Wi-Fi networks, shielding you from hackers lurking in the digital shadows. It's going to mask your IP address, ensuring that your location and browsing history remain strictly confidential. And Surfshark does not log your activities, offering you true internet freedom. Bid farewell to annoying ads, trackers, and malware. Create a seamless and secure online environment for you to explore. And the cherry on top of all of this, one account does unlimited devices, which means Surfshark has got your back, whether on your phone, your laptop, or anything in between. And if you're ready to elevate your online experience, use the code Howson, that's HOWSON, for an extra 3-month free at surfshark.deals/Howson. And listen, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is no reason whatsoever not to give this a try. Join the Surfshark family today and surf the internet worry-free. Number 2, another game, another loss. United's 9th defeat of the season at Old Trafford. I would sometimes not see us lose at Old Trafford in a league game, at least, in an entire season. We would quite often win 18 out of 19. Sometimes we would draw one. Sometimes we'd have a really good record at home. But, we've never lost more home games in a single campaign in our history. We lost 9 in 1921, 1931, 1934, 1963, which was a season that we won the FA Cup, and 1974. So it's either previous Manchester United relegation form or previous Manchester United didn't have a great season but won the FA Cup form. Interesting. I thought it was an okay performance. The problem is it was another loss with the possibility of losing the rest as well. Brighton and Newcastle represent problems for Manchester United at the moment. And with the injuries that we've got, you can say it was commendable, and I think at times it was, but it always feels sour when the opposition don't even really have to get out of first gear. And I think they were being quite tactical and quite methodical in how they approached the game. And I think there was a good 20-minute or so period where I felt Arsenal was very nervous and United was getting a lot of chances, and it was poor decision making in the final third. United could have and perhaps should have punished Arsenal, but we didn't. Number 3, Garnacho. I think there's been a massive over-reliance on him due to a lack of quality and a lack of availabilities because of injuries. I think, an inform Marcus Rashford is probably a couple of levels ahead of Garnacho. I think what people like about Garnacho, and then they elevate his abilities because of this, is that he is very energetic and he's always going to put in a shift for you. But his decision making is poor, and I don't think he's got the full repertoire of tricks. Not to say that Marcus is levels better on this front, but there's quite an obvious way he plays, and I think that can be worked out, figured out, and therefore stopped. Is he at risk of burnout? Played a lot of football. I think he probably needs to go and play some 21s and dominate them and get some confidence in himself, and not be played 90 minutes every single week. I don't think he should be starting every game for United. His development requires more in and out time, I think. And then he's an excellent impact player, but it just highlights the issues that we've got at the moment, is that he doesn't have the opportunity to be an impact player because he's having to play 90 minutes week in, week out. And he's played a lot of football this year. There's a lot of things to like about his game, but there's a lot of things that need refining as well. And end product and decision making are a couple of those that he really has to work on. Amrabat and Dalot. I did speak a little bit about Amrabat, probably more focused on Amrabat in the post-match review, because been crying out for someone to just sort of lock down the central midfield, and he came in and he did that. And that was real nice to see, actually, because no one's done that in a United shirt. Definitely made us more resolute defensively, definitely helped us on the transition. Again, match rhythm, match fitness, didn't look great on the ball, but offered a lot off the ball, and really helped shield the defence. Dalot, again, another standout. 2 fouls on Saka, unpunished, love that, in the first 30 seconds or so of the game. Lifted him off his feet in another one, and then crashes into him for a second one. 2 fouls, not given. Referee let a lot of those sorts of things go yesterday. But I also thought it was the sort of game that Dalot needed to put a mark on someone, and he did. Back-to-back pocket jobs now on Saka. Saka's been an absolute non-entity against us this season. But outside of Amad, there was probably only those two that you can call bright sparks. And I missed out on Dalot a little bit last night, but I thought he was excellent. And I think Amrabat, for me, has shown that he not only has to start all of the remaining games, but he has to be almost protected a little bit for the final. But I also think he needs to play both of the league games that remain, because he definitely needs match fitness. And then it's a balance of, does he have enough in the tank to play 180 minutes and be ready for the final? I imagine he probably does do, but we're fucked if he gets injured. And then finally, what's going to happen the rest of the season? I think we're going to struggle to pick up points. I could see us drawing both games. I could see us losing both games. The least likely thing is that United win both of those games. And I don't even know if I want to win both of those games. If I thought we was already in Europa because of the City being in the Champions League thing with the FA Cup. If we've got the option, I'd rather we weren't in Europe next year, because the squad can't compete. And, people want to talk about standards and this, that, and the other. You've got to look at it in a cold, hard light of day. Can this squad compete on 2 fronts? We can't compete on 1 front. So let's bring ourselves out of it, and see if we can consolidate next season and try and build, because we are trying to build. All the big boys from the board were in attendance. They got a good showing of everything that needs fixing, from the roof to the lack of fight on the pitch and how easy it was. And shout out to Manchester United women yesterday for actually restoring some pride to the club by winning the FA Cup at Wembley yesterday afternoon against Tottenham. I'm going to reach out to Mary Earps and see if she wants to come on a brew with us. Can we do the double? Probably not, right? We're not going to get both FA Cups, are we? No, probably not. Anyway, cheers as always for the support. I'll catch you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.